Hello, you fucking degenerates, and welcome back to the Leftover Popcorn Podcast. I am your host, Damien Luneman, and I am in a decent mood right now. I'll tell you that. I am in an okay mood. I'm glad to be back. And I'm gonna hit you guys with an episode today and one tomorrow because of the topic we're gonna be talking about. I think requires a very quick follow-up podcast for those of you who care. And also, I apologize for calling you degenerates at the beginning. I'm looking for something to call my listeners, and I don't think insulting you is the best start. So I apologize. I'll do that right now. I am sincerely sorry for saying the F word as well, followed by also by degenerates. But yeah, my topic today is going to be heavily about movies, media. So if you're into that sort of thing, then this podcast will definitely be for you. And if you're not, man, I hope you still just stick around so you can listen to my sultry voice talk about things that I like. And isn't that the whole point? So if you guys have been keeping up with, your YouTube, or hell, if you've even gotten on Facebook, which I also find very funny, because the first podcast I ever did was talking about Facebook and how I hate how gullible people are. And somebody posted a fake Lion King trailer, and this was, way back ago whenever I was talking about that. And just this past week, I think on Thanksgiving Day, right, or the day after, Disney actually released the full real, but by them, they posted it, trailer for the Lion King new animated movie. And Disney's popping off right now. They dropped the Dumbo trailer, then Aladdin, and then Toy Story 4, and then, now the Lion King. And they're getting ready, dude. They're getting ready to break some hearts, I'll tell you that. But I was actually surprised. So whenever I knew it was coming. Like I said, I would say I'm very in tune to movie news and stuff like that, because I stay on my IMDb page, always look at movie news. I listen to movie podcasts where I find out which movies are coming down the pipeline, which actors are being cast, and who's being sought after to be in that movie. So I knew this movie was coming, and then when I saw the trailer, I was actually surprised at the reaction online, and from people that I know, and from kind of Facebook to begin with. And then it brought up this little thought that I had. But the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. Every comment on the video was like, oh my god. Like all the comments saying like, oh, my childhood, yada yada, or like all the memes where it's like a grown man waiting in line and it says like, next to kids, and it says me at the midnight premiere of Lion King or whatever. It's all funny. It all makes sense. Our age, kids, about 22, that is the age range where you saw Lion King when you were a kid. Hell, it might have even been the first animated movie that you saw. I can remember it being one of the first. I mean, I don't remember if it was, but I do remember that The Lion King was such a huge part of my childhood. And, I mean, to this day, it's my favorite Disney animated movie. So, I don't know. I guess I maybe shouldn't be surprised, because I think it's most people's favorite or most memorable 2D animated movie that they saw when they were a kid. But I was still very surprised at the lack of criticism, especially in today's world, again, where everybody has something to criticize. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there wasn't negative comments on the video, but it was overwhelmingly positive, and people like, thank God this movie's coming out. It looks beautiful. Childish Gambino's in it. Beyonce's in it. They brought back James Earl Jones. And they brought... James Earl Jones, I believe, is the only returning cast member, which kind of blows, because, dude, Scar was my favorite person in that movie. And, his song, Be Prepared, incredible. Spoken and sung by Jeremy Irons. He's not in it, which I don't know if he just didn't want to do it, or they just didn't want him to be in it, which I don't know why you wouldn't want that, but that's beside the point. But after I saw the Aladdin teaser, and granted, the Aladdin thing is very small, but with the Aladdin teaser, and they play that music, the nostalgia, and then the Dumbo trailer, they do the same thing. And then with The Lion King, it's literally a shot-for-shot trailer it's a trailer, but in it has shot-for-shot moments from the 2D animated movie, where he breaks the thing, and he spreads the little red line on Simba's head, and even the Simba, like, even that's in it. And then it hit me while watching it. A part of me kind of got upset at Disney. I mean, okay, I don't have any right to be upset at Disney, but what I realized is they are making nothing new. Between Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Maleficent, well, I'll get to that in a second, and then, you know, these new animated movies and like The Jungle Book and stuff like that, they're not new. They're literally remaking, because it's not live action either. You know, it's not like a change in medium. Don't be fooled. The new Lion King movie, it might look real. The scenery might look real. It's not. It is 100% just like The Jungle Book. I mean, except, you know, of course, except for Mowgli. He's a live action kid, but he is doing everything in a soundstage. He's not on location or anything. And that is exactly how Lion King is going to be. It is a 100% animated movie. So it's not a live action remake or a live action, you know, reboot or something. It is still an animated movie. So it begs the question, does Disney still have what it takes to create original, incredible content? Because the reason I was going to say I'll talk about Maleficent in a second is because I think I could be mistaken, but I do believe Maleficent was the first live-action Disney movie where it was going to start that wave, right? Because then, like I said, Cinderella came out, and then like all that other stuff. But now, I think after Maleficent, it kind of got like a weird reaction or whatever, because it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't exactly like the animated movie that she is in. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, you're taking something that I know as a kid, and you're changing and altering it while keeping, you know, what makes it great, or her character great. That is not, because there's no, you know. But then I think they just said, never mind. Let's just, literally, we will make billions of dollars by just remaking something that we've already done. Just with computer-generated graphics instead of 2D animated graphics. And I just think that's funny, because then I started to think, I was like, okay, well, what properties has Disney tried to come back with and reinvent? And I was like, oh, Snow White and the Huntsman? And I don't even know if it's Disney who did that, but I was like, well, that didn't really fucking work. And then there's an unwanted sequel for that movie too. And then I remember which movie it was, and it was Alice in Wonderland. And I was like, no, never mind. And then the sequel to Alice in Wonderland, I was like, oh shit. And then the Nutcracker movie that just came out, which is like a 3 on IMDb out of 10. I was like, ugh. And I think, I honestly don't think, and this is a hot take here, I honestly don't think Disney has what it takes. Or A Wrinkle in Time, well, that movie I heard was dog shit as well. I don't think Disney has what it takes to create the original content that they used to back in the day. And I think that's pretty sad. Because now, also, don't get me wrong, you would be foolish to think, and so would I be foolish to think, that I'm not going to see The Lion King. That I'm not excited for it. Because yes, I am one of the few people that does like something old made new with a new paint job. I love stuff like that. HD remasters of games, or hell, just a next console generation of a game that I used to play that now has good graphics, but it's literally the same thing. It's cool to me, which is why I'm not saying that I am upset that Disney keeps coming out with these. Like I said, I'm still going to go see them. But I do think that, I don't know if the people who are working there creatively or whatever, or hell, even if they want to, if they're just lazy, where it's literally like, hey, don't worry about it. Go watch the 2D animated Lion King movie, storyboard it shot for shot, and then we'll just 3D animate it. And then Jon Favreau will direct it. that's the other thing, too, that I find super interesting. Jon Favreau is directing The Lion King, which, again, is 100% animated, and I think that's because, in my opinion, he nailed The Jungle Book, which is also 100% animated, minus the kid. And it's a beloved cartoon with songs in it. And he found a way to make it work with real graphics and stuff like that, or real, you know what I'm saying, realistic graphics. And it really worked, so I think he's a perfect choice for them to just throw on Lion King, like, hey, you have a great cast, put them together, make it work, but also, you gotta hit the beats. You gotta hit the Svenja, Mufasa's gotta die by the wildebeest, Scar's gotta look cool, the hyenas have to be in it, you gotta have Zazu, you know what I'm saying, like, stuff like that. And I think he'll do a great job, but one thing that I do find interesting, and I hope you guys can follow me on this train of thought, I'm going to try to make references so at least I'm not talking about directors and actors that you guys have no idea about. So hopefully you can take pieces of information and maybe form your own opinion while I'm talking and telling you mine. So, Aladdin. I'm assuming everybody has seen the trailer for the teaser trailer for the live-action Aladdin movie. And that movie is directed by Guy Ritchie. And if you don't know who he is, I'll stick to the more popular stuff. He directed the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. And he also did The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and most recently King Arthur. You know, the one with Charlie Hunnam. And all of those movies, critically, did not do that great. I think audiences like those movies, but critically, they didn't do so hot. But King Arthur bombed. It's like one of the biggest bombs now in Hollywood, just because of how bad it bombed. I like it. I think the movie is a lot of fun. I try to get Violet to watch it all the time, and she won't. But I really do think that movie's a lot of fun. And they chose him to direct Aladdin, which in our climate right now, I think that movie's going to be very politically correct, and I think a lot of people are going to think about the political importance of having, the actors play the characters that fit the role. They're not going to have some Caucasian guy play fucking Aladdin or some white blonde-headed girl play Jasmine. Like, it's going to be huge, and I just find it interesting that they chose a director who's not very critically loved right now to direct that kind of movie. I mean, maybe he has a vision for it that's incredible, and, I don't know. And then you have Tim Burton directing, and I don't need to fucking explain to you who Tim Burton is, but he is directing Dumbo, and I think that's a perfect choice. Don't get me wrong, I think both of the Alice in Wonderland movies are garbage. I think they are utter trash. But the aesthetic in those movies, the art style, and the colors are pretty damn incredible. And I think most movies Tim Burton does, that's going to work with. And I just think Dumbo works. Dumbo, calls for that. It's such a weird movie, I guess. And it's centered around a circus and stuff like that, where you have weird characters interacting with a fucking elephant. And I just think Tim Burton isn't somebody that I would think in the top of my head, but once he's chosen, I'm like, oh, Tim Burton's directing that movie? Perfect, dude. Perfect. I'm not a huge fan of your past. I think most of your past movies are definitely misses, with very few hits, but I think that's a damn good choice. But here's what gets me very excited. And we're still on Disney, but we're going away from the animated movies. This is what gets me so damn excited, and I know everybody else should be too, and this is the root of this podcast. Sorry it took me so long to get here. But Disney is dropping all of these trailers, right? They hit us with Dumbo, they hit us with Toy Story, they hit us with Lion King, they hit us with Aladdin, and you might be thinking, oh, great, I'm so glad they're bringing all these movies back. Thank you, Disney, I appreciate it. But I think what everybody is forgetting is that Disney owns two other very huge companies with 3 huge movies coming out very soon. Sooner than all of the movies I just spoke about. I think Lion King comes out next summer or something like that, after summer. Holiday season next year, I think. So you're waiting a good 10 more months for that, which is usually about the time Disney or huge blockbuster companies release trailers, right? If you guys remember Force Awakens, that trailer came out literally 13 months before the movie came out. And you might be thinking, 13 months? Why not just wait to drop the trailer? Like, what are you guys doing? But it's because you need to generate that hype. And they needed to get the marketing train rolling. And they needed to get everybody on planet fucking Earth ready for a new Star Wars movie. And that's just what big blockbuster movies do. There's no reason to shorten the length of when you show a trailer from when the movie comes out, because it kind of just hurts you. If there's any indication, Han Solo is a perfect example. The first real trailer that came out for that movie came out like 5 months before the movie began. So like there wasn't enough hype, and some people missed the trailer. They didn't even know the movie was coming out. And now that movie is like the first Star Wars movie ever to like not get its money back at the box office. And that's pretty shitty. But it's because of their marketing strategy. So you might be thinking, Disney's done. What other movies do they have? But again, you are forgetting that Disney also owns Lucasfilm. In Episode 9, the ending, probably, maybe, of the Skywalker saga, of the Star Wars franchise that we know, is coming to an end, and it's the last fucking movie. That comes out next year. That comes out next year, and there is no trailer for it. Now, that's a year away, so that's okay. It's plausible to think, with the critical reception of The Last Jedi, maybe they're wanting to pump the brakes, give everybody a second, and then show us the trailer and be like, hey, listen, we're gonna knock this one out of the park. We're gonna bring it home. That's why we have JJ coming back. Yada 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 yada. There can be many reasons why it's not coming out, but there also is still a year. So they still have time before somebody like me gets worried. Like, hey, why aren't they showing us a trailer? Are they worried that it's not going to be as good? They don't want us to see it? But there are 2 movies coming out in the next 6 months. Let's see. January, February, March, April. Holy shit. 4 months. 4 months. If you want to count December, we'll say 5. Disney also owns Marvel. And if you don't know, there is a sequel coming up to the biggest movie of all time, Avengers Infinity War. Avengers 4. There's no title yet. See, we don't even have a title yet. But that movie comes out in 4 months, unless you want to count this month. It comes out in 4 months, and we have not even seen a teaser. We have no title. We have nothing. And Captain Marvel, the precursor to that movie, the one right before, comes out the month before. So it's even sooner. And this is where it gets exciting. So, everybody is theorizing like why we're not getting an Avengers 4 trailer. And a lot of theories were coming up online saying like, well, Marvel doesn't even, this is how dope and cool comic book movies are right now, and how popular they are, and how big and fucking massive Avengers Infinity War was, that some people were speculating that, and I know I'm making a very huge deal about trailers, but I think a lot of people take them for granted because the whole movie's success and its marketing and its ability to sell toys and get butts in the seats is solely reliable most of the time. Maybe I shouldn't have said solely, but it is fucking imperative that you show a trailer for investors and for the audience and for your company to make a movie, because you need to get people ready. You can't just say, "Oh, our movie comes out tomorrow," and be like, "Shit, I didn't buy tickets. I have to work tomorrow. I don't have plans." But if you say a Star Wars movie comes out in a year, you can order your tickets. Tell your boss, "Hey, on December 16th, I won't be at work." You know what I'm saying? So here's where it's interesting. Some people were saying that Marvel literally doesn't even have, because of how big Avengers Infinity War was. And I want you guys to just wrap your head around this for a second. Every movie you have ever seen has had a trailer release for it. Every single fucking one. But listen, imagine, some people were saying that Avengers 4, Marvel, does not even have to release a trailer for it. They could literally show you a black screen, reveal the title, and just say the date. And you better fucking believe it, you would go see that movie. How incredible is that? Now, granted, it is a sequel, and the last one ends on a cliffhanger. So it's kind of like you're cheating. It's not like one movie, you know what I'm saying? It stands alone, and they're not showing you a trailer, but still, think about that. And so I did. I thought about, because I am a huge Marvel fanboy, especially with these new movies, but more so the comic books, just the movies are now incredible as well. I kind of debated for a second, like whether or not I would be okay. Clearly, my heart wouldn't be okay, because I want to see anything from that movie. Just give me the damn title. Please let me know what it is. Show me 2 scenes. Show me Chris Evans as Captain America, and I'll be happy, right? But then I kind of realized how sometimes, I mean, I have plenty of friends. My friend Bryce won't watch movie trailers because he doesn't want them to ruin the movie. And I'm not on that school of thought. I think seeing it on your little laptop screen, even if it's an incredible scene, it doesn't ruin when you see it on the big screen. But I was kind of wondering, and I think I honestly would be okay. Do I think it'll happen? No. But I honestly would be okay if the Avengers 4 trailer wasn't a fucking trailer. It was just a title reveal and they gave you a date. You knew nothing. You didn't know how the movie would start. Tell me you wouldn't get the chills, dude. Tell me you would not flip shit if they just showed the trailer and you're like, dude, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with Spider-Man? What's gonna happen with this? Who is this? Why is this happening? And you won't know until you sit down in that movie theater. And you see the Marvel logo come up. It's all a black screen. You're sitting in the movie theater with 300 other people that sat there in the movie theater last year and watched Avengers Infinity War. And when that cliffhanger happened, everybody gasped, everybody lost their shit, and then everybody just had to walk out of the movie theater together. You experience this together, and you just leave the movie theater together in this solemn, like, very depressing mood. And then, a year later, you're all back. You're all back in the movie theater. You're sitting down. You got your popcorn. You don't even know the guy next to you, but you see him wearing an Iron Man shirt, and you just nudge him on the shoulder, and you're like, dude, are you excited? And then he just responds with, dude, I've been waiting a fucking year for this movie. And then you say, me too. The person in the row in front of you turns around and he goes, dude, I have no fucking clue what's gonna happen. How incredible of an environment would it be to see a movie like that? How incredible, where every single person in the movie is just as unaware as you are. Ooh. Gives me chills just talking about it, dude. Do I think that'll happen? No. And here's why. Here's more exciting shit. So, tonight, it's Monday Night Football. During the halftime show, they are actually, we know this 100%, they are showing a Captain Marvel trailer. A full trailer, which is so damn exciting. I'm so excited, which is why I wanted to get this podcast out earlier. And I want to review it and talk about that tomorrow with Alex and Kyle, and I'm going to do that. Also, I think we will film that podcast too, so that's super interesting. But tonight, yes, Monday Night Football, halftime, Captain Marvel trailer. And for those of you who don't know, which I hope you do, Captain Marvel is going to be in Avengers 4. So that's why right now we have not gotten an Avengers 4 trailer, because there's 2 reasons. They don't want to lessen the excitement for Captain Marvel. They still want you to be excited. They want you to go see that movie. Don't get me wrong, you're going to go see that movie anyways. But it's a big deal. It's a female-led superhero movie. They're super excited about it. Marvel's first one, so you know they're stoked. And they don't want to bog down that movie's hype or views on YouTube whenever the Avengers 4 trailer comes out, because I guarantee it'll be the most viewed YouTube video in history. Avengers 4, that is. So tonight we come out with the Captain Marvel trailer, and what I am theorizing, my guess. Okay, I'm going to give you guys some dates as well. On December 5th, there is a comic book coming out that is a prequel to Avengers 4. So it's going to be what happens after Infinity War and before. It's like a prelude or something. And before Avengers 4. Now, when that comic book comes out, they can't have that comic book. People read it, and then that be the trailer for the movie. Like, that's what gets you excited. They can't ruin that, because we need to see the trailer. You know what I'm saying? If they show immediately what happens after Avengers Infinity War. That's the trailer. That's what we need to see so we know what's happening, and not everybody's going to buy a comic book. So today is the 3rd. Here, dude, this could be totally outlandish except for the first part, because now we know 100% that the Captain Marvel trailer is tonight. We know that 100%. Today is the 3rd. The Avengers 4 comic comes out on the 5th. So there is a day in between there. That is December 4th. That's Tuesday. That's tomorrow. I would not be surprised, bear with me here, if the Captain Marvel trailer and the Avengers 4 trailer and the comic book are all intertwined. They cut the Captain Marvel trailer to fit with the Avengers 4 trailer without spoiling anything. And then they come out with the comic book. Do you realize the magnitude of that? Because you are showing a trailer, and this is why I think it's plausible, and it's because of the Aladdin, Toy Story 4, and then Lion King trailer. It's all back to back. It's all instant. It's like bam, bam, bam. How fucking cool and how ingenious of a marketing plan is that? That you literally, your trailers become like a TV show. On Monday night, you're like, hey, stay tuned, so you can see the Captain Marvel trailer. And then they're like, oh, but also tomorrow, see Captain Marvel in the Avengers 4 trailer. And then they say, hey, go out and buy the fucking prequel comic book so you can get ready for the actual, like, reveal trailer for Avengers 4. How cool. And also in the comic book, revealed the title for Avengers 4. How fucking cool would that be? I could be terribly wrong. We could just get the Captain Marvel trailer tonight. We know that 100%, so I can't act like I am like a genius for guessing that. And then we could get a Avengers 4 trailer 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now. But the reason I'm theorizing, 1 is because it's fun, and 2, Star Wars has told me to do that and taught me to do it ever since I was a kid. And yeah, because it's fun and it's exciting, and if I'm right, I get to say I told you guys so. But yeah, check that out, guys. I'm super excited, and I'm going to be on my social media as well, talking about the trailer and how it dropped and how I'm excited for it. And then tomorrow, I will show Alex and Kyle it, and then we will review it and then talk about Avengers and maybe something else. This is a much shorter podcast this time, guys. I just wanted to get one out there, and I wanted to get excited and talk about these Disney trailers that are coming out and why I think it's funny nobody is like asking where the trailer. I feel like people forgot. Well, they didn't forget, but they forgot how soon the next Avengers is coming out. It's much sooner than you think. But get excited, guys, and stay tuned. Stay tuned to YouTube. I know everybody and their mother, I'm sure even on your Instagram Explorer page, people are going to be talking about this this Captain Marvel trailer. So stay tuned, guys. Tonight, Monday Night Football. I sound like I'm promoting, like I'm sponsored by the NFL. But no, seriously, stay tuned to Monday Night Football tonight, guys. Watch that trailer, then watch it 8 more times on YouTube. And then stay tuned for tomorrow's podcast, because we are going to review it, talk about it, and see if some of my theories were correct or if I have new ones. But one more time, guys, I apologize at the beginning of the podcast for calling you fucking degenerates. I do apologize. I'll figure out something to call you guys. I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, guys, watch that trailer. Have a good night's sleep. And listen to us talk about more shit tomorrow, guys. I really appreciate you guys listening. And if you are not subscribed to the Leftover Popcorn or Damian Luneman YouTube channel, I have audio podcast of these episodes posted on YouTube with a cool little logo on them. Please subscribe to me there. And listen to me on SoundCloud, Spotify. And that's it. Thank you guys so much. This has been the Leftover Popcorn podcast. I've been your host, Damian Luneman. And until next time, guys, thank you so much. Bye.